I never thought I'd be the kind of woman who would cheat on her husband. But I also never thought I'd be the kind of woman who would eat his burger when I knew how much he was looking forward to it. And yet, here I am. It started out as a regular Friday night. My husband, Ryan, was working late. He had texted me earlier, saying, "Babe, don't eat without me. I'm bringing home burgers from that new place everyone's been raving about." I replied with a quick, "Got it, see you soon." But as I sat there on the couch, scrolling through my phone, my mind started to wander. Not to Ryan, but to Mark. Mark had been my coworker for about a year. You know how these things go, harmless flirting, inside jokes, a little bit too much eye contact during meetings. Nothing serious. Nothing dangerous. Until last week, when we'd been the last two people in the office, and I let him kiss me. I should have stopped it. I didn't. And tonight, as I sat there waiting for Ryan, I felt an odd mix of guilt and recklessness. I wasn't thinking straight. That's the only explanation I have for what happened next. Mark texted me. "You alone?" I hesitated. But only for a second. Then I typed back. "Yeah." 5 minutes later, he was at my door. I let him in. The next 20 minutes are a blur. It wasn't passionate, not even close. It was fast, desperate, fueled by something I still don't fully understand. And the second it was over, regret hit me like a freight train. Mark left without a word. And then, as if the universe wanted to slap me even harder, Ryan's text came through. "Almost home. Starving." I sat there, my body still warm from the wrong person's touch, my stomach twisted in knots. I needed to do something. I needed to erase it. That's when I saw the burger bag on the counter. The smell hit me first, perfectly grilled beef, melted cheese, toasted bun. It was supposed to be his dinner. The meal he had been looking forward to after a long day at work. The one he had promised to bring home for us. And I ate it. Every last bite. Not because I was hungry. But because I wanted to destroy something. If I could make this night disappear, if I could just consume it, swallow it whole, maybe I wouldn't feel so rotten inside. But that's not how guilt works. Ryan walked in minutes later, his face lighting up before immediately falling. "Where's the food?" I couldn't even lie. I just looked at him, feeling sick to my stomach, and said, "I ate it." He laughed at first, thinking I was joking. Then he saw my face. "Are you serious? You ate my burger?" He was frustrated, sure, but he had no idea the real reason I was staring at him like a deer in headlights. I almost told him right then. But I didn't. Instead, I just sat there, letting him be mad about something so small, so insignificant, because I knew that if he ever found out the truth, a missing burger would be the least of his worries. But guilt doesn't stay buried. 2 weeks later, I broke down. I told him everything. The kiss. The visit. The betrayal. His face went pale. He didn't yell. Didn't cry. Just stood there, nodding, like he was trying to process how the woman he loved had not only cheated on him, but had eaten his damn burger too. Was it worth it? He finally asked. I had no answer. Because nothing about that night, Mark, the regret, the pathetic attempt to erase it with a meal, was worth losing him. Ryan packed his things that night. And just like that, our marriage was over. Sometimes I wonder if, in the grand scheme of things, the burger hurt him just as much as the betrayal. Because it wasn't just food. It was a promise. A small moment of love that I had destroyed just as thoughtlessly as I had destroyed us. I haven't touched a burger since. After Ryan left, the apartment felt hollow. It wasn't just the absence of his voice or his things, it was the weight of what I had done pressing down on every corner of our shared space. The couch where we used to curl up and watch TV? A reminder. The bed we shared? A reminder. Even the stupid takeout menus on the fridge made my stomach turn. I kept expecting him to text me. To ask if we could talk. To say he missed me. But he didn't. Instead, 3 weeks after he left, I heard from his sister, Lauren. He told me what happened, she said over the phone, her voice a mix of disappointment and exhaustion. You know, the cheating was bad enough. But the burger? That just broke him. I let out a shaky breath. It was just a burger. No, it wasn't. She sighed. You don't get it. Ryan doesn't ask for much. He works late, he takes care of people, he does everything for everyone, and that burger? That was one little thing for him. And you took it. Just like you took everything else. I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell her that I was spiraling, that I wasn't thinking, that it had all been a mistake. But the truth was, she was right. Ryan had always been the kind of person who gave more than he got. And when he finally asked for something as small as a damn burger, I hadn't even let him have that. I started therapy a month later. Not for Ryan. Not for the hope of fixing things. But because I needed to understand why I had done it. Why I had ruined something good. Why I had eaten the burger when I knew how much it meant to him. It took me months to accept the answer. I had wanted to self-destruct. And I had succeeded. By the time I reached out to Ryan, 6 months had passed. I had rehearsed my apology 1,000 times, but when he finally picked up the phone, all I could manage was, I'm sorry. A long silence. Then, I know. How are you? I asked, dreading the answer. I'm good, he said, and I could hear in his voice that he meant it. Better. Another pause. I wanted to say. I understand now, I admitted. Not just about the cheating. About everything. I was selfish. I hurt you. Yeah, he said, but there was no anger in his voice. Just quiet acceptance. You did. Do you think we could ever? No, he cut me off, gently but firmly. We can't. I swallowed hard. Right. I get it. I do hope you're okay, though, he said after a moment. I really do. That was the last time we spoke. A year later, I ran into him at a new burger place downtown. He was with someone else, a woman with kind eyes and a laugh that made him light up in a way I hadn't seen in years. He didn't see me. Or if he did, he didn't acknowledge it. And maybe that was for the best. I stood outside, watching as he took a bite of his burger, smiling at the woman across from him. It was a stupid, small thing, but I felt relief knowing that, this time, no one was going to take it away from him. I turned and walked away. I still haven't touched a burger since.